Well, I just have a couple of real simple things, and then I just want to share with you one student's comment on our discussion about science. So first, simple things. If you and another student have the same exact answer, I consider that to be cheating. Both of you get zeros. If I have it happen, now that I've warned three students about this, if it happens again, then I report you to the vice rector's office. And the reason is because you don't think if you cheat. And the whole idea of cheating is so that you don't have to think. And the whole idea of having the exercise is so that you do have to think. And so obviously I want you to think. So, okay, so let's get that covered. All right. Secondly, um, I was really pleased with lots of your answers, and you showed a lot of insight and understanding when we were talking about the whole thing about science. I want to make sure you understand I have nothing against science at all. Science and the Bible are not opposed to each other. If by science we mean the careful study of the reality that we live in, using testing and observation, as long as we include eyewitness in it. And the reason we have to include eyewitnesses, it is possible that something can happen like the miracle of turning the water into wine. And the eyewitnesses become, therefore, a part of the evidence you have to use in order to be able to determine how old the wine really is. See, and if you don't use your eyewitnesses, you'll be wrong. Now, that brings you to the third thing. I just want to just read a comment from a student in answer to this question. Let me show you what she said. The question was, why is it a problem when scientists say that something from a scientific viewpoint point of view that is actually not entirely correct? So why is it a problem when scientists say something from a scientific point of view that is actually entirely not correct? That's wrong. Okay, here's what she wrote. Scientists have a duty to all the citizens of the world to provide them with reasonings and explanations of the natural world and how everything acts in it. If scientists don't take all the factors presented to them when drawing conclusions of an occurrence, then the final result will be wrong. Those incorrect results will be published and told to the public, who know no better than to believe the scientists. This creates the moral and ethical problem of providing misinformation to people who are dependent on you for accurate explanations about incomprehensible phenomena for the layman. This is an excellent, excellent, excellent answer, because she has understood the fact that the really scary thing is that when a scientist makes a decision about something and publishes that, and the scientist has refused to consider all of the evidence, and therefore what the scientist publishes is incorrect, if people have to make decisions based upon that, the decisions will be wrong. And in fact, when people make decisions about things that are really important, like their eternal destiny, whether they're going to believe in God or not, well, now this is getting to be really scary, because science, if it refuses to look at all of the evidence and makes conclusions that are not scientifically true, then what happens is many people may stop believing that the Bible is true simply because scientists have made incorrect observations, incorrect conclusions, because they refuse to include all of the information. So therefore, the water was turned into wine. The wine is only 3 hours old. And it is, that's the reality. And if a scientist says, no, it's not, it's 3 years old because my instruments say that, then your instruments are not enough. Ye coffee nahiha. And so you can't just go by what a scientist says, because they cannot always give you an accurate answer. Most of the time they do, of course. Several of you said that. I thought that was great. Most of the time they do. But when they don't, sometimes it can have the most important consequences of everything. And so just think this through, and I hope that this has been helpful. God bless.